Something is seriously wrong over at Samsung because I'm getting a lot of reports from people saying that they're actually charging a restocking fee when it comes to trying to return their new S25 series phone. And according to Samsung's own return policy, there's not supposed to be a restocking fee for A series phones or S series phones, which is really interesting because that's quite frankly what's happening. And you can go to help.us.samsung. You can go to the FAQ, and I did a simple Google search, and it says, except as noted below, devices are subject to a 5% restocking fee for returns not due to damage or defect caused by Samsung or its transportation partners. Now, the exception to the 5% restocking fee is A and S series mobile devices. Now, unless there's something that they've changed is not in their written policy somewhere, and or maybe I'm just not looking at the latest and greatest thing here, but I thought something might be coming, but I didn't discuss it because I knew there had been an update because they are charging for restocking fees for foldables, wearables, and tablets. So if you go get a Z Fold 6, they charge a restocking fee for that. That makes sense. One, because they're really high return items, right? People buy them, they're really expensive. They're like, I don't like this, they just return it for no reason. I can understand that because there's such a tremendous loss whenever you talk about like an open box or recertified going from a brand new $1,899 phone. They take a serious hit on that. So that makes sense. It's kind of like over at Best Buy, they charge restocking fees for cameras and camera lenses. There's a huge drop off if you get one of those, and it actually makes sense for people who want to buy one open box because you can get a pretty good deal on it. So this is something that's really concerning because I've been getting a lot of comments from people saying, "Hey, I'm getting charged a restocking fee by Samsung," and that's not cool. So you should definitely try and fight that. Based off of the information and the knowledge that I have, I recommend that you fight that and you tell them about their own policy. And I have one illustration. I had one gentleman that was telling me that he fought it, and they're like, okay, yeah, we're not going to charge you for the restocking fee. They shouldn't be doing that. But on the inverse, it's interesting because they're actually paying people to keep the phones. So they're charging you if you want to return it, but if you try to return it, and it seems like they're offering people in some instances up to $75 to keep the phone, which is really interesting and actually maybe a way to get extra savings. I'm not saying go leverage this and be like, oh hey, by the way, Samsung, I want to return my phone just so you can get some free dollars out of it. Like I already returned my phone. My return period is over. I know not everybody's return period is over, but I've had several people in the comments who are like, yeah, I thought about returning it, and then they're like, oh, we're going to charge you a restocking fee, but if you keep it, we'll give you $75 credit. Like we'll credit you back 75 bucks to your original payment method, which is really interesting. And it's not the first time they've done this. Like they've definitely done this before with other phones. I had one I wanted to return a few years ago, and they're like, yeah, we'll give you $100 back if you go ahead and keep the phone. I'm like, okay, cool. Free extra $100, right? But this is bad business. Either one, they're violating their own policy, or two, they have an updated policy that they're not sharing. Maybe it was like in a terms and conditions saying whenever you bought the phone. I don't know. But I looked at this and I specifically looked at it before the event happened because I wanted to be able to tell people. Because one of the great things about Samsung with their whole return policy, it's always great because it's kind of like a try it and see if you like it. If you don't, no harm, no foul. You can get it. You can return it and not have to pay. And we see this over at Apple. Apple does the same thing. You don't have a restocking fee over there. And that's one of the reasons why I encourage people to go through Samsung. Samsung has the best trade-in deals. They've got the easiest trade-in program because one, they don't charge you up front. They go ahead and take the credit and they apply it up front. You just pay the remainder. So if let's say they give you $900 trade-in credit for your S24 Ultra towards the S25 Ultra, then they take that off the front. You're not having to pay $12.99 plus tax and then worry about getting your money back later like you do with Apple and Google and many others. So there's that. Plus they have the free storage upgrades. They've got the extra credit you can apply, get free earbuds or free Galaxy Care. I mean, Samsung Care, that's cool. Or they've got the exclusive colors, and they generally have some pretty good stuff going on. But right now, if they're charging people restocking fees against what I believe is their own return policy, that's something that needs to be brought to attention somewhere. So that way, either Samsung can realize they're doing this, or they need to be transparent and let people know that, hey, this is what you need to expect moving forward. Now, like I said, I knew this was something that was applying to foldables and wearables. If you buy a ring, you buy a watch, something like that, then, I mean, that makes sense. Those things, I mean, they get kind of dirty. You're wearing it around, you're showering with it, you're sleeping with it. I mean, yeah, they got to clean those things up and sell them as basically refurbished or open box or whatever. Same thing with the foldables. They're they're high return rate items because one, people get buyer's remorse because they're expensive, or two, they just don't like them. So that was something they silently changed, and now it seems like they're going against either their own policy or silently changed it for the regular phones as well. So these are very not cool things, and it's something that needs to be brought to light so people can, either peer pressure that and get them to change it, or B, they can just quit doing it or come out and say, oh yeah, we're actually doing that now. And that would be a really sad thing, because it's been a really good thing they've had going for a long time, and even Apple still doesn't do this. Like, you go buy something, you don't want it, you take it back to Apple, no harm, no foul. Now, carriers are a different story, and that's one reason why I've always encouraged Samsung buying it directly from them, even the carrier models, because if you go through AT&T, they charge a hefty restocking fee. You go through T-Mobile, hefty restocking fee. Verizon, it's like $75, $60 or whatever. It's not cheap. Now, 5%. And this is also interesting too, because somebody told me they had a restocking fee of $1, which I don't know how they worked that one out. But yeah, 5%. Let's say you get $1,000 phone, that's going to be $50. So let me use my handy dandy calculator right here on my phone. So $12.99, and if you take a look at that and times 0.05, that would be $64.95. So it makes sense why they would be offering $75, because one, if they offer you $75, that means they're basically just eating the restocking fee that they would have to give you anyway. You keep it, and right now is a very delicate time. During the first couple of weeks that the phone comes out, that's when the biggest numbers are reported. And if it comes out and Samsung's like, oh yeah, by the way, we took this one in the shorts, people aren't buying it, we have really high return rates, then it looks bad. It looks bad for their investors. It looks bad for the board of directors. It looks bad from a marketing perspective. And it can hurt sales down the road because people are just like, oh, the phone's not good, people don't want it. When, I mean, I don't think that's actual reality. I think the phone is very good. I've really enjoyed the S25 Ultra. I think it's probably my favorite Ultra series phone ever that they've made, and I really enjoy it. And if you're curious, this is the UAG Monarch Pro case. It actually has real Kevlar in here and stuff. This is not an advertisement. I've just been using it the last day or two, and I think it's a really cool case. I have my other one that I use. I can't ever remember the name, but it's the fake leather one that Samsung has. I like that a lot. Some cool cases. UAG's got some cool cases too. Again, this is not sponsored. They're not paying me. Everybody always just asks, what cases that you have on your phone? This is the UAG Monarch Pro. But anyway, I just wanted to make you aware. One, if you try to return it, don't let them bully you. Don't let them bully you. Make them show it to you in writing where their policy is at. Two, if they can't, of course you can refute that. They shouldn't be charging you a return fee anyway. And then three, you might can get $75 out of it. Now, not saying this is not go to try and exploit it, but if you're genuinely unhappy with it and you want to return it and they offer it to you, then hey, that's money in your pocket and you can still keep the phone that you really, really like. So that's all I've got. Any questions, comments, gripes, concerns, complaints, please go to the comment section. I'll do my best to get back with you. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching. I'll see you guys next time.